All right, welcome back. This is a good afternoon and a happy Thursday, everybody. We've got some exciting news coming out. We're going to have some new guests coming onto the show, doing things a little bit differently around here. We've got UFC 267 breakdown, and then we've got football tonight. Don't also forget about that. But what this podcast is about, it is just UFC 267 talk in general. Man, do we have an exciting free pay-per-view for the first time I think since I want to say John Jones and Chael Sonnen was the main headliner, and they pulled out within like a day, and they ended up making the pay-per-view free. But other than that, I don't think it's happened anytime. So I'm excited. It's a great card. We've had a lot of dropouts, and to be honest with you, the fights that were originally scheduled probably aren't as good as the ones that are scheduled now. I love the main event with Jan Bohovic and Glover Teixeira. Man, it's going to be a fun fight. Peter Yan, Corey Sandhagen. We got Islam Makhachev versus Dan Hooker. I mean, Volkov and Tabura. You got Chimaev coming back off his layover. Volkan Ozdemir coming back. Man, this should be a really, really good card this weekend. Don't miss it. Saturday on ESPN Plus. So I'm going to start off with our man Hazmat Chimaev coming back and almost retiring after COVID, and coming back. He's fighting Lee Jingling. I know I might not be pronouncing that correctly, but hey, I'm close enough. And I think Chimaev is a minus 590 favorite coming into this one, and probably rightfully so. Lee's no slouch when it comes to stand up. He's got good power. He's a tough welterweight. A good test to move in. I want to say Lee might be ranked in 15 or 14 around there. If not, he's right outside of it. So this would be a good matchup for Chimaev to come back to, see where he's at after this COVID. Because once fighters start contemplating retirement, you just don't know where they're at. And when he had COVID, he had it bad. Apparently, he had it really bad, and I think 2 main events were called off for it. So he's making his return back. Looks like he's opening up the pay-per-view is what it looks like on here. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But I do like Chimaev getting the victory in this. As far as betting, I don't know, maybe a couple prop bets to see if there's any finishes. But at minus 590, there's no value there. You almost want to take Lee if you want to bet straight out. I would stay away from this fight. You just don't know what kind of Chimaev you're going to get. We've seen him very shortly in the UFC and very shortly in the octagon. He goes out there and just dominates and makes it look easy. So this should be a fun fight, and I'm looking forward to it. I think Chimaev probably gets it done with a stoppage, maybe a submission. That's where I think Lee's weakness is going to be, is in his wrestling. And kind of go from there. I think Chimaev kind of wins this pretty handily. I think he gets a submission victory in that. Then next up, one of my favorite heavyweights to watch is Alexander Volkov. Man, he is a tactician when it comes to striking on the feet. Love watching him fight. Always has exciting, good fights. Just recently fought. I believe he fought Cyril Gahn before the Derek Lewis fight. One of those top heavyweights. He's long. He's almost 7 feet tall. Uses his reach very well. Great striker. And he's minus 290 on this. I don't know if I would take that or not. That's kind of on you. Maybe parlay that with somebody else. Maybe if you want to go up, maybe parlay it with Chimaev. Maybe get a little value there, or let's see here, parlay it with somebody earlier on the card. But I don't know if I'd take that straight out. Just with the heavyweights, you just never know what can happen. Those guys, they hit hard, and all of them can knock one another out, and that's one of the risks. I mean, look at Volkov and Derek Lewis. Volkov was winning that fight the entire time, and then 3 seconds left to go in the fight, Derek Lewis catches him, puts him out cold, and wins the fight. And we got the famous saying after the post-fight interview, Derek Lewis taking off his pants, and he said, "Why are you taking your shorts off, man? My balls are hot. That's why I did it." But yeah, it should be a good fight. I'm looking forward to this. This entire card is just great in general. But yeah, I like Volkov in that one as well. And then next up is Islam Makhachev and Dan Hooker. Man, been a lot of animosity in this fight. With Islam talking about how Dan Hooker wasn't taking the fight before, and they're going back and forth on Twitter saying, calling each other out, talking about each other's manhoods. Makhachev is a heavy favorite in this one. It looks like he's the biggest favorite on the pay-per-view card. He's at minus 650, which is crazy to think that Dan Hooker is a plus 460 underdog. Yes, I know he's taking this fight on short notice. But Dan Hooker's no slouch, man. He is as tough as it gets. And people forget he went 5 rounds with Dustin Poirier. Everybody thinks that Dustin Poirier is the best lightweight in the world. And was winning that fight and looked good against Dustin Poirier. They say Islam is the next Khabib. Well, this is going to be his test. This is going to find out if Islam is going to be the next Khabib, because if he is, he should win this as the minus 650 and dominate like Khabib did. I don't know if he'll do that against Dan Hooker. I think this is going to be a great test for him. This is like a lot of these fights on this card is like a stepping stone to get these fighters to the next level. And that's what it looks like they've done here is, they're going to get these guys that are right there. They need 1 or 2 fights to get to that title shot. And that's what they look like they've done on this card is, even with Tabora, he's been on a little run here. Recently, I believe he's got 3 victories in a row. Let me see here. Let me pull it up real quick. So yeah, I believe it's 3 or 2 victories in a row that he's working on. It should be a good one, man. He's got, and again, from Poland, that Polish power, man. You never count that out. Jan has already showed that, you can't count that man out for nothing. He's got that real deadly Polish power. So yeah, it looks like Tabura, yeah, I mean, he's coming off some good victories here. He decision with Rockwell. He finished Greg Hardy, and then he finished Walt Harris as well in the first round. So I mean, he's on a good little run. But I still think Volk's going to give him a lot of trouble here. He's going to use that length, use his reach, use kicks to keep him at bay. I think he gets it done probably by decision is what I would guess. If I was a bet, that would be a prop bet that I would look at and see what the plus money is on that. But yeah, going back to Dan Hooker, I like Dan Hooker to maybe shock the world here, man. But Islam Makhachev, it's minus 650, and Dan Hooker plus 460. Who knows? We'll see. A lot of these fights are kind of one-sided when it comes to the odds right now. But where it gets fun is these next 2 title fights that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to this bantamweight title fight more than I'm actually looking forward to the actual the title fight that was actually there before with Aljamain and Peter Yan. And with this one, you got absolute killers with Peter Yan and Corey Sandhagen. This is going to be a fun fight. I was talking to Cody about it. I don't know if y'all watched the last episode, but go back, rewatch it. Me and Cody talked about this, and what Sandhagen does well, that's what Peter Yan does well. I could see Corey trying to get this to the ground, maybe trying to submit him. You just don't know. It's a lot harder said than done. Excuse me. Aljo tried to take Peter Yan down, and he wasn't very successful. And Aljo was able to submit Sandhagen at plus 190. I like those odds. I will give me Corey Sandman, the Sandman Sandhagen. I like that at plus 190. Do I think he gets it done? I think he does, man. I think he's a longer fighter. I think he might be the smarter fighter too as well. And I think just he wears on him. Peter Yan, in that Aljo fight, he kind of looked like he was slowing down, but in the same time, he looked like he was turning it up on him too. And I think that's mainly because Aljamain Sterling was so exhausted from trying to take down Peter Yan that it looked like that. And I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they were explaining wrestling takedowns, and I believe it was Chael Sonnen that was talking about this for wrestlers. So when you wrestle, you need to, when they go for takedowns, for the guy on top to have the true advantage, you really need a good 30 seconds on top of taking him down to get that win back, to gain that energy back that you just lost from taking that takedown. Because if you don't, then you're just as tired, or if not more tired, than the person that you tried to take down, because you were exerting more energy trying to take that person down. And I think that had a lot to factor into that fight. I don't think Corey Sandhagen's going to be as aggressive trying to take Peter Yan down. I think he'll mix it up really well. And, I could see Corey kind of taking him, changing levels with him. Getting into those exchanges, maybe hit him with a flying knee, keep him guessing. He's got those wheel kicks. I just think that Corey Sandhagen has more ways to win this fight than Peter Yan, and I like the plus money on that. Then next, man, this main event, it's two old guys. I love it. They've been doing their thing. They're both resurging, coming back through losses, kind of reshaping their career, especially Glover. I can't help but want to cheer for this guy. I think I'll go ahead and say this right now. I think Yan is going to win this fight. He's a minus 300 right now to Glover, who is plus 235. But with that said, Jan's not going to be able to take Glover down like he did Izzy. Now, will he be able to knock him out? I believe so. I believe Yan can knock him out and finish him. And that's what I've seen. It looks like a lot of reporters have had is Yan by a third round knockout or fourth round KO. I could see that. I also like Glover taking a decision in this, man. Glover's a Brazilian black belt. He's great on the ground. He's strong, great striking, great boxing. This is going to be a fun fight, man. This could be a fight of the year candidate, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. Guys, we got big news coming up. I'm going to try and pump out some of these shows as much as I can. Those are my picks for the weekend. I'm not going to do a Thursday night football just because there's so many injuries with the Packers or with COVID going on. I'm not going to worry about that. But I will be having more guests on and kind of mixing it up a little bit, not just with fighters, maybe a ring announcer here or there, who knows. But I really appreciate all the support that I've been getting recently. Thank you all. Thank the sponsors, ERA Strada Real Estate. Thank 5 West for helping me put some of this equipment together. Those guys back helped me out a lot, man. 5 West Media Group, they're awesome. Also, go check out Marco Deckman. He's a boxer with them. I'll definitely have him back on the show. He's a friend of the show. Love him, man. He's awesome. So go follow him. Go to our YouTube page, right hand, left hand. Go to the Facebook page. Follow us, like, subscribe. Any comment on anything, man? I love it here. I'll try to interact as much as possible. I'm gonna be getting more into it. If anybody out there needs a real estate agent, contact me. I'll be more than happy to help you. Send me an email. Everything's attached to our Facebook. You can always get into contact with us. Other than that, y'all have a great weekend, a blessed weekend. Enjoy the free fights on ESPN Plus this weekend. Enjoy the football, and happy Halloween to everybody out there. Peace.